During January, I managed to read 13 books. 3 I borrowed from the library, so I took 10 off my TBR, which I'm really pleased with because January was a busy month for me. The 3 that I borrowed from the library were Court, Charm and Cherish, which is the final 3 of the Crave series by Tracy Wolff. I gave Court and Charm 3 stars and I gave the final book Cherish 2 stars. The first 3 books I had on my Kindle and I enjoyed it, but not enough to keep buying the rest of the series, so I'm glad my library had them. But the rest were physical books off my TBR. January's was my first book of the month. With a name like that, it had to be. This was a fun short story collection. I really enjoyed it, and the book is beautiful with this amazing sprayed edge as well. Up next was Nemesis by Agatha Christie. This was a Miss Marple book. I didn't enjoy this as much as previous books in the past, so I gave this one 3 stars, but I do love the Fontana editions. These paperbacks are so fun and the covers used to scare me a lot as a kid, so it's fun collecting them now as an adult. Up next was Collide. This was a book that I got last year on a whim because I think it was in a sale in Asda. But I did enjoy it. I found it initially a bit slow to get into, but it was a cute, fun romance and I gave it 3 stars. Another Agatha Christie, and then there were none. This was a Christmas present and it was incredible. My favourite book of January. I gave this 5 stars. I can't wait to, in a few months' time, forget it so I can read it again. But I recommend everyone to read this book. It was just perfection, and this lovely hardback was really nice to read as well. My final Agatha Christie book for the month was Postern of Fate. This is the final Tommy and Tuppence novel, which is my favourite category of Agatha Christie, my favourite pair of detectives. So I knew I was going to love this and I gave it 4 stars. Again, it's another beautiful Fontana edition and it was just a lot of fun to read. I gave The Vegetarian by Han Kang 4 stars. This was a really weird book. I didn't really know anything about it. I saw it in Waterstones when I was spending my Christmas voucher and I liked the cover, and so I picked it up. But yeah, I got through this so fast. I didn't know what to expect and it was an incredible and unsettling read, but 4 stars. Killer Come Back to Me by Ray Bradbury, I also gave 4 stars. This is a short story collection of some of his more crime stories as opposed to science fiction. A few of them I had read before. A few of them I really struggled with, which is unusual for me with Ray Bradbury, but overall it was a great collection and I'm glad I finally read it as it's been on my wish list for a while. Up next was Onyx Storm. I gave this 3 stars. I didn't want to read this so soon, but I'm so worried about spoilers being posted online that as soon as I got it I just sat and read it. So I think maybe my star rating's a bit low because I wasn't mentally in the right place for this book yet. But it was a fun read, just not what I hoped it would be. It felt like a bit of a filler book and there wasn't much character development, or if there was, it was kind of glossed over. But I'm glad I read it and I am looking forward to the next one. But 3 stars. Break in the Dark was my next book, which I also gave 3 stars. This is a Marvel book set about Jessica Jones, and I found the first 100 or so pages really, really hard. I really struggled to get into this book. But once the plotline actually kicked in and things started happening, it just had me gripped and had me hooked, and I was up until stupid o'clock in the morning to finish it. So 3 stars for the slow start, but overall a really fun read, and I don't think you have to be a Marvel fan to enjoy it either. It was a book that anyone could probably dip into. And my final book for January was The Eyes Are the Best Part, which I gave 4 stars. This was such a bizarre book. It really creeped me out. I'm not very good with eyes, so I should have known on the title alone that I was going to struggle with this book. But it was fun, and no, not fun in a twisted way. I'm glad I made it my final book. It kind of rounded out January in a really interesting, quirky way. And yeah, it's a really beautiful edition as well. This is one of my Evernight books, so that was great. That was all the books that I read in January. Have you read any of them? What do you think? I'm excited to hear your thoughts. Thanks. Bye.